Today is October 17th. We have the upcoming full moon at the end of the month. I feel, for me personally, and while I say this, I looked at the clock. It says 11:23. 1, 2, 3. That means divine order, cleaning up, progressing. So for me personally, this full moon is about clearing baggage, cleaning up the crime scene of my life, removing all the evidence of my hurt. I finished pulling out all the knives, swords, scissors, hooks, arrows, needles, pricks, all the backstabbing, betrayals, pain from my life, from my body, from my heart. Time for profound healing to commence. The time is now to retract all the loving, selfless energy gifted with the intention of healing, helping. I'm trying to pull myself back together to reset and restore to what I was before. My energy got siphoned, trickled everywhere too carelessly. It is time. The time is now. We all need to do that. We need to stop the trickling of our energy in all the areas we're being pushed to focus on. Conflicts, distractions, all created intentionally to divert us from what we really need and have to do. To divert us from acknowledging what's this all about. I think it is about our energy. It's about realizing that we've wasted and are wasting our energy. Yes. Wasting our energy and time. It is painful to acknowledge it because it is the truth, and most of the time the truth is painful. I started looking at all the things I've wasted my energy, and I realized that I wasted quite a lot, while I used very little on myself. We all need to see, we all need to understand, and to face our errors, the decisions we made, and why. Going forward, we need to become accountable on how we spend our energy. We need to be in that place where we are able to admit that we made errors in our judgment, We might be too scared and be tempted to turn away from facing them. We might not want to face them, but we need to be courageous, be honest with ourselves. It's not easy, but closing our eyes, turning a blind eye from looking at our progress in life, our evolution as spiritual beings, is freezing us, stunts our growth. We need to be brave. We need to face that pain head on. We have to swiftly deal with it. We learn that deceit is not part of our makeup. Deceit was infiltrated via our interactions with others, those who showed us what deceit is, those who lied and abused our trust, who took advantage of us. The only danger is when we go through extreme situations in our lives. The danger is mirroring these external traits, mirroring them and starting to behave the same way. We need to learn to trust our intuition and to turn away from outside factors, turning inside instead, looking for answers. First, answers regarding your own behavior, your own reaction to things, what you have learned from betrayals, from being trusting, gullible, naive, and complacent. The time is now. It's time to withdraw your energy, reel it back in, and don't feel responsible for whatever happens with all those interactions you've had, what they have done with your energy, your loving, selfless energy. It was entirely up to them, whatever they chose to use it for, hopefully to better themselves. It has nothing to do with you. You just know that you need to become whole again, that you need to be accountable for the decisions you made in your life, whether you were influenced or not. In the end, you have taken these decisions all by yourself. This is how we learn not to be superficial. We learn how to trust ourselves. Trust that truth, integrity, honesty, and peace are not just empty notions, just words. They are the values we need to live our lives by. We have learned that measuring, comparing ourselves with false idols popping up all over in our lives were artificially created with the intent to lower your standards, to make you think, oh, but I'm so much better than this other person. That sets the stage for you becoming complacent. To today, or rather yesterday, I understood why early on in life I chose to compete only against myself. It's because we need to operate from our hearts, our existing values, attributes, parameters, skills, knowledge, inner knowledge. You will never progress if you let yourself distracted by seeking validation from others. And you see, they're not quite, I don't know how to say this without sounding callous, insensitive, or cruel. But the truth is that people are resisting to evolve, to progress. They choose the easy path. They focus more on the material side of things, looking for shortcuts, steal, cheat, betray everyone, and think that they are entitled, no matter the means. They leave the dog eats dog world and pursue success by using everyone at the expense of others and their own, selling themselves for the proverbial 30 pieces of silver. They seem to forget that they will not be able to take anything from this plane of existence, materialistically speaking. You're only taking with you your experiences, what you have learned. All the other things are decorations meant for the waiting room. Because this is what life is in my eyes, in my soul's eyes. It's nothing but a waiting room where you choose how to occupy your time before you walk through the gate to the other side. This is why you need to compete with yourself, lovingly, caring, forgiving yourself for becoming lazy, superficial, complacent, self-indulgent, and so on. Remember, mistakes are meant to teach you. You won't learn anything unless your ego is taking some punching. Your arrogance is fighting to overpower who you really are at your core. Don't let your pride blow up like a peacock in an attempt to distract you from the naked truth. We need to drop that impenetrable mask of deceit we have created in order to match the deceitful world we live in. We don't need a mask like others do. Show who you are, standing in your truth and integrity. You don't need to impress anyone, nor stray away from your path. Things are simpler when people accept who they are, and they objectively assess who they really are and what needs to be done in order to better themselves. This is exactly what I'm going to be doing. Sanitizing, decluttering, cleaning my 3D space, as well as my physical body, my mind, spirit, soul. I will share now with you the story of the king with 4 wives. I will put in chapters for you to skip in case you're familiar with it. Long, long ago, there was a rich king who had 4 wives. He loved the 4th wife the most and always adorned her with rich robes and gave her the most exquisite delicacies. The king also loved his 3rd wife and was always showing her off when visiting neighboring kingdoms. However, he was always afraid that she would leave him at some point. The king's 2nd wife was kind-hearted and caring, her confidant and trusted advisor in difficult times. But his 1st wife, though devoted, loyal, and deeply loved him, had no interest in the king, and he tended to ignore her. One day, the king fell ill and realized that his life would soon be over. Then he thought of the luxurious life he lived and feared that he would be left alone forever when he died. He asked his 4th wife, "I've loved you the most. I gave you the best clothes, a lot of gifts, and I took great care of you. Now that I'm dying, you'll follow me to keep me company." "By no means," she replied, and left without saying another word. Sad, the king also asked his 3rd wife, "I have loved you all my life. Now that I'm dying, will you follow me and keep me company?" "No. Life is too good. When you die, I'm going to remarry," she replied. Then the king asks his 2nd wife, hoping that she will not refuse him, "I have always called on you for help, and you have always been there for me. When I die, you will come with me to keep me company." "I'm sorry, I can't help you this time. At most, I can help with your funeral," the woman replied. Then the king, immersed in his sadness, heard a voice, "I will go with you and follow you, no matter where you go." The king looked up, and there was his 1st wife. She was so weak and malnourished. Full of sadness, the king said, "I should have taken much more care of you when I had the opportunity." The wisdom behind the story is this. Indeed, we all have 4 wives in our lives. The 4th wife represents our body. No matter how much time and effort we put into making it look good, it will inevitably leave us when we die. It will be burned, buried, or become animal feed. The third wife represents our possessions, status, and wealth. When we die, they will go to others. They will be divided. The second wife is our family and friends. No matter how much they supported and loved us, they can only follow us to the funeral. The first wife is our conscience, our soul, often neglected in the pursuit of the ego's wealth, power, and pleasures. However, our conscience is the only thing that will follow us wherever we go. The moral of the story is to take care of your body and keep it healthy so that you can live a good life. Enjoy the pleasures of life, cherish your friends and family and the love they offer you, but do not forget to feed your soul and do not lose consciousness on the way for the sake of unbridled desires, because this is the source of your life and it will prove to be your most faithful friend. I hope you like that. We are ready, everyone. Keep on going, undeterred. Reject hate, envy. Avoid being triggered and react in ways that are unbecoming of your true self. Only practice self-love, truth. Stand in your integrity, in your power. Defend yourself and know that you are protected by the mere fact that you stand in your truth. Redeem and dignify yourself by living your life from your heart, regardless of the temptation of giving in and mirroring others. Do not compromise at the expense of your soul. I encourage you to find what works best for you. Enable you to reach the state of calm, serenity, balance, peace, love, self-love, because that is the path you need to take in order to have that deep conversation with your higher self. Find what anchors you within yourself. Ensure that you never forget and that you never stop searching for solutions, resolutions, every minute of your daily life. Do not lose hope. Persevere. Be consistent. You are unstoppable. You are taking the decisive steps every day with growing confidence, with renewed strength. Know that you are the only one that can bring the needed change in your life. No matter of adversities thrown your way, you are the key that unlocks and grants you access to your deep-seated wishes within your soul. We can do it. Let's aim high, and know that we can succeed in grooming the best in us, the unsung treasures of our souls, waiting patiently to be unveiled and released far and wide into the world. I love you all. Take care.